The Mosque-Cathedral of Córdoba is a monumental site. It integrates the historic layers of different cultures and civilizations. Welcome to Córdoba in Andalusia, South Spain, the home of the cathedral or Mosque-Cathedral. If you notice, there's a cathedral embedded in a mosque complex. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Enjoy Cordoba here on my barrio, my pueblo. We're now at the Patio de los Naranjos. Let's just dash through history to understand the layers of traditions involved in this building. In the mid-6th century, it was the Visigoth Basilica of San Vicente. In the late 700s, it was the original Muslim mosque of Abd al-Rahman I. The first enlargement of the mosque happened in the 9th century under Abd al-Rahman II. Population growth required the mosque to be expanded. Following the original layout, 8 new naves were added towards the south. The courtyard of ablution was expanded at the same time. In the 10th century, the third enlargement happened under Al-Mansur. Unable to continue building towards the south due to the proximity of the river, he opted to expand the chapel towards the east to create a rectangular and proportioned space. To do this, he also expanded the courtyard, creating a tank and pavilion of ablutions. And towards the 15th century, great Christian works happened on the building, transforming it to what it is today. And finally, let's enter the building and let's immerse ourselves in this mix of various architectural traditions and cultures. Now we find the mihrab in the area of the Maksura, located in the central area of the Qibla wall. It is not only a place indicating the direction of prayer, it is also where the constructive development of this expansion converges, the area where the visitor, amazed by its richness and artistry, directs their gaze. If you are enjoying this tour of places, events, and cultures, don't forget to subscribe. Click the bell icon so that you won't miss our next upload. The complexity of this monumental space, the main chapel, is a true feat of engineering. Not only does it provide us with a beautiful dialogue between Gothic, Renaissance, and Mannerism art, but it also creates a perfect combination with the Caliphate legacy. The cathedral is also a place that demonstrated the religiosity and power of the Spanish monarchy. Thus, Enrique II of Trastámara decided to build this chapel for the pensions of his father Alfonso VI and his grandfather Fernando IV. And we are now in the Villaviciosa Chapel, the original main chapel. At first, Catholic worship was adapted to the space of the former Muslim chapel. So, at the time of its ceremonial consecration to Catholic worship on June 1236, the main altar was under the skylight of Al-Hakam II. More than 2 centuries would pass before we would see the first work to adapt to the new liturgy. Before we leave this great place, let's take a closer look at the architectural details of the arches and of the ceilings. That concludes our tour of the Mezquita-Cathedral of Cordoba, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. I hope you get inspired to subscribe, click the bell icon so that you won't miss our production, our tour of places, events and cultures here on My Barrio, My Mundo. See you on the next video.